June dev blog is out, and it's probably one of the most exciting dev blogs that I've read so far. I usually just recap this a little bit in Illuvium news, but I thought this one was big enough that I'd do a quick read through. If you do like these read throughs, let me know and I'll keep them coming. But as we see, we start off with a Crystal Shores wave, which, as we all know, Crystal Shores is the best, in my opinion, and hopefully yours. I'm just going to quickly read through it. It said it's a 10-minute read, so hopefully I can break it down to even less than 10 minutes on the video, but we'll see how we go. It usually goes over. Intro: June was one of those months that was quiet on the outside while frantic on the inside. So as I've gone through in Illuvium news and that, there was a few quiet weeks. We had big things coming out once a week or so, a little bit different to what they usually like. But they're committed to the number of projects for this reason. It allows us to focus better and gives the community a more steady output of information rather than huge clumps. This is good. It makes it a bit easier for me to follow everything. But come down, Illuvium Arena PB2 has taken longer than we wanted, but a positive note, the core engine is the hardest for us to build. It's worth it because it front loads so much of our effort. In an interview that Vulcan did with Andrew, he explained the overworld as something that hooks you, and then the arena is why you stay in the game. So as he said here, the systems are very hard and takes a lot of effort to build for the arena, but in the long run, that is why people are going to play this game long term. So the big thing that comes out of this month is that their goal is to reach not requiring any human code for a patch. The AI balancer will do it all by itself. Maybe they stop this from going absolutely crazy by putting some limits top and bottom that it can only stay within those. But I think that's great. This means that we will have patches very fast. It will pick up on anything that is either way too meta or not even doing anything, and then change it to make it suitable. This means that really any Illuvial isn't going to get way overpowered or too underpowered. They all should be very useful depending how you want to run your niche team. He often questions if it's worth doing this way, but the original idea is first generally decentralizing the game DAO. So having it as not a human coding means there is no one is being pushed in a certain direction to make something better or worse. It is all by AI. They pick up on something that's getting abused and they make it not as useful. So some of the highlights: the combat action engine will continuously improve, but version 1 is nearly out. PB2 around the corner. Survival mode rules are all completed, including the checkpoints, interest, and drone health. Don't know what interest and drone health are. Drone health will probably be a later patch. It's working on the client, but may be a casualty when it comes onto our servers, so they want to make sure that's all done and dusted rather than giving us a game that crashes all the time, I'm guessing. Instance data, meaning we're soon ready to load real NFTs with data rather than using generic data, so I'm guessing this means we can have our own PFP and own names. Augments, they aren't a standard, gain 10 health. I'm guessing these are like items to use, fully functional, complex interactions. So it might be that where it was holding the Illuvial or making them flee. I'm sure they got so many good ideas for these. Bonding, such a simple mechanic, such complex ramifications. Pick a Illuvial and bam, your ranger now has a class and affinity upgrade for a battle. This changes so much. That will, as he says here, definition of easy to understand and hard to master. This is how you make a good game that lasts, that will be on everyone's eyes. Means that anyone can pick up a controller or whatever and play, but then if you want to have a competitive mode, then people that can pick up a controller can watch these guys and go, wow. And you get the most amount of eyes on the sport as possible or on the game. Better server client paradigm. The back end is small and impressive. In average game company, they have a lot of small set systems, whereas Illuvium just has a core group of people that does everything. So, as he says, they will be your favorite people you never knew existed. They're going to make everything look amazing. It's all going to work properly. Maybe it's not coming as fast as possible, but this is the best way to get the best outcome for Illuvium. The Red Panda community Illuvial is halfway done, and all the other Illuvials are close to completion artistically. So this means that those extra 100 Illuvials they reckon they're dropping in are very, very close to being done. So PB2 Arena, I get to actually battle people. Might be able to set up a few comps here and there. This is super exciting. Shard UI for the new Tier 0 and Links is complete. Again, just making everything better. All music and sounds complete for PB2. Again, getting closer and closer. So Illuvium Overworld, there are some delays here, obviously, because they're trying to work on Arena and get that out as fast as possible. As soon as that is out, then I'm sure that they'll take everything back to the Overworld to get that out. We'll see down below, we'll see the actual timeline, so stick around for that. Highlights, harvestable plants, they've all been integrated and work well, but still improving them, as they always are. The capture flow, critical parts of the game, they need to hit this nail on the head. Like when you catch a Pokemon, you get the triple wobble of the Pokeball, then you see the caught stars. Like that is synonymous with Pokemon, and everyone knows that that's the capture thing, and the music that goes along with that. That's what they're aiming for. Something that's burned into our brain that you will always remember. Drone pathfinding was reworked, so I'm guessing Mozart was getting in the way of things. Maybe he was getting shot or hitting on plants and getting stuck. I don't know. So they added a deconstruction via the 0-point forge. A simple idea but brilliant. Just makes it when you upgrade your stuff from stage 1 to stage 3, it'll feel the same as when you fuse Illuvitars. Just probably makes it a lot more smoother and a better process, and makes it probably a lot more visually appealing to you. Drone attachments. So I'm guessing maybe faster scanning, better healing, more energy. I'm not sure what they're going to be, but new attachments are coming, and I hope we get some explosive feedback. So I'm guessing this leak will come soon. Animation and new movement system is a massive upgrade, so they must be making it so the character runs and walks, and interaction with the environment looks better. Reworking the range of movement, as I just said. They're adding more animations to give the player more interest in the world, so when you jump and then hover and jump again, or you boost, there might be a few more that they're adding. It's really exciting. Researching and mapping the arena animations to the overworld, or it's done. So I'm guessing how the arena works, they want to make that into the overworld, just to make it synonymous and really smooth between the both. Signature moves, which we've seen in the leaks, doing that for all the Illuvials. Concept, obviously the concept is at the start, but now it looks like they've got something for them to do for the future. It's not the arena or overworld. Maybe they're looking at another game. Don't know. But that should tell you we're close. That means that they're close to getting that stuff out, because the concept team aren't working on it anymore. Crystal Shores, Shard Bluff, mostly done. Capture flow, ideation, complete. Work on models, still going. Environment, they're really just trying to make this atmosphere so you go into Crimson Waste, it feels a bit lonely. That's how it should feel. Or you go into Shard Bluff and you start stressing out, and Halcyon Sea is like a real chilled out beach vibes. Like that's what they're trying to feel, like you are going to a certain place for a certain reason. Most other games don't think about this stuff. This is why Illuvium is steps ahead of everything else. Halcyon Sea, Tiger Boreal, Blackouts near complete. Brightland Steps and Abyssal Basin are close to finishing off the first pass of set dressing. Sanctum Essa, Blockout done, set dressing next, and asset audit, someone has to organise it. So this looks like that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 8 regions are like ready to go, which is what we were hoping. There's going to be 2 or 3 that won't be done by launch. Illuvium Zero art overhaul well underway, as we've seen from the leaks the other day. Final stretch, we're ready to go. As I said, art's getting better, mechanics, Johnny's back onto it, and he is the one who made the land sale very well. So having a captain at the front is going to make everything go a bit faster. Game design, don't sleep on how hard the game is to design. Other games don't have to have a free version and a paid version where people spend thousands to access the paid version. It does impact the balance. They want things to be rapid, but at the same time, if everyone can build an entire city instantly, then it will lose a bit of magic. So they want you to spend a lot of time in this game. It's not just a mini game, as they said. Well, I'm thrilled with the mini games of the mini game. So they're still calling it a mini game, even though it's not really. But there's going to be games within inside the game, which just opens up another world. Ideation for suits and drone blueprints went better than we could have dreamed. So everyone loves the blueprints and the suits. They are sick, and it looks like they're just going to nail down on this and keep them coming. Illuvitars, the front end team, added some extra features in preparation for Illuvitars, plus some quality of life upgrades, which we talked about just the other day. transfer to other wallets and bug fixes. Just, I really hope that the next thing they bring out is the offering to people on land sale. I'm sure everyone's the same. Illuvitars, here is the juicy stuff. The primary focus of the web team now lies here, so they're absolutely trying to smash this out. They want it as smooth as possible, just like the land sale. More work on the reveal and show to the community by value added by the album and collections feature. This is new. And he talks about some low-level design changes down here. They're complete. They just have to ask the community what we want. Major infrastructure to run the sale is complete. So everything is on the Illuvitex ready to go. The bonding workflow is well underway. So when we buy an accessory to bond it onto our Illuvial. And they want to make it perfect because this is going to go into the rest of the game. Say when you bond something to your ranger in the arena or something like that. Illuvitar reveals animation improvements are underway, so when you open that pack, how are they going to pop out at you? And I'm sure they're going to make this absolutely amazing so everyone gets hyped. A few low-level design changes, as I said before, they've done. And most of the delay has been here. So now that they're done, all they need to do is put this out for an IRP, get it approved, and away we go. Album and collections with leaderboards. It won't be available at launch, but when you see it, you'll flip pages. He's allowed a dad joke per month. So as we can see here, you'll obviously have, well, what I'm guessing here, obviously all I've read is this. An album, so like a photo book, you'll have all like your Pokemon cards. You'll have the set one, all the ones that you can fill in your album, and maybe you'll have one for your Atlas. But then once you click the Atlas, it will open, and then have you got all the backgrounds and all the expressions for Atlas. And then maybe there'll be goals. Or you've got 10 alluvials or 50 different facial expressions. And then from doing that, you may get a reward. Maybe it's ILV, maybe it's something else, I don't know. And then with the leaderboards, I'm guessing as you are on the leaderboard, you might get some winnings like ILV, or maybe you might win a border for your alluvial, or some other accessories that are just for being at the top of the leaderboard. The ideas are endless what they could be doing with these, but there's just a few that I think of. Anything that you think of that could be in there, let me know down below, because this is the next thing that is going to absolutely flip people's pages. Launch cinematic. The Glow production has started work. They've updated the storyboard and some new story ideas have come out of those sessions. It's a long-term project lined up more for the full release of open beta. I don't know how long it will take, but I know it'll be the best. So it's like the trailer they did for Illuvitars, like that, but for the overworld or the open beta. I reckon this will probably be like a minute to 2 minutes long rather than just 30 seconds. And this is going to be the hook that gets people into the game. CGI work has started, that's good. New storyboard complete, and merge it with the features from the old one. So the quicker that this gets done, probably the quicker that we get the game. General updates, there's nothing too serious there with what they've done. Just saying, people are asking, why did you do X when you need to do Y? Well, they have different teams, different skills. Maybe they've done something before, something else, and you think why? It's because those people, as he says down here, the Forge app required 2 people out of 200. Neither of them is good at building games or art, but they're excellent at building Web3 apps. That's why they got that Forge app out into an IRP so quick, because those people are good at that. They're not good at building a game, so why would they try and help build a game? So the story, 2 new writers, one for narrative, one for bios. Illuvium Zero story updated, including Illuvial facts. Illuvial bios are just coming out and reworked some of the more prominent story works for chapters 3. The storyline in this seems like it's going to be bigger than some of the best movies and TV shows of our time. The amount of effort that is going into all this, the lore behind everything, it seems like it's going to be one of the biggest things of this whole game. Like, we get so much stuff leaked to us, we feel like we know the game a lot. I feel like once we get into the game, we are not going to know anything. We'll walk around and be like, what is this? What is that? We're going to fully immerse ourselves into this and just learn the story as we go. We know none of the story. We know that there's Leviathans in the game, but what are they for? No one knows. No one even knows what the go with Crystal Shore is yet. Like, these things, just everything that they give us, more questions come out. So the infrastructure continues to mature, which helps the entire dev team. Their system's robustness far more extensive than others on the blockchain space and traditional game studios. So they're always going to have issues, but they're trying to make them and tackle them each month and get them out of the way. So in summary, they're behind where they wanted to be, obviously. But the issue with pushing too fast to end up with a more brittle project, that's why they're just taking their time. They're making sure that they do everything good now so that down the track, the cracks don't appear. You put down good foundations now, you're not going to have troubles in the future. And the part everyone's been waiting for, PB2 Arena soon. So I'm reckoning in the next month we probably get that, because Illuvitars has been pushed greatly lately. So, and I reckon this will be in the next month and a half. So PB2 even earlier maybe. PB2 Overworld, I didn't expect that to be so soon. I would have thought Illuvium 0 before that, but I'm so hyped about this. I can't wait to run around there. Then 0, then Game Loader, which I'm guessing, say, is what you download, and then you have all the games. You choose which one you want to go into. What you think the Game Loader would call down the bottom. Let's get some ideas into Aaron's head and the rest of the team's head. But anyway, that is everything for this. Well, except for Hearts Ablaze. Anyone know what that is? It's been talked about by Aaron a bit. I haven't seen anything else. Please fill me in on anything that I've gotten wrong, or tell me anything that you feel on this video. But anyway, that is it for today. Thanks for listening.